Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on lockdown Wednesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends over in WA and of course speak with the Western Raw Netball Club and of course they did very well this year in 2021. Unfortunately, of course, one of those teams that didn't made it to the grand final, didn't quite get the job done, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Of course, we've got three very special guests joining us, of course, one for the men's team, one for the Opens team, and one for the 20s team at the Raw. Thanks, all three, for joining us.
For having us.
No worries. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Well, I will get all three to introduce yourselves and tell us what position all you played on the court.
Mine's Connor, in the men's team, of course, and played mainly centre and wing attack this year. Had a pretty good year. As you said, we didn't quite get there, the biggies in the end, but that's okay.
My name is Chelsea Bartlett. I play goalkeeper and goal defence. And we played in the grand final and we fell short by about 5 goals.
I'm Sienna. I play wing attack, wing defence. Unfortunately, we got knocked out in the semis and didn't make it to the grand final of this year, but hopefully next year.
Sienna, I will start with you first, considering your team got knocked out before the grand final. I guess tell us a bit about the season and especially, I guess, the run to the semi-final.
Yeah, so we started off the season with a completely brand new team. Like, majority of us never played together before, so like our first training was a bit a bit concerning for what the season might hold, but nevertheless, we were a bit excited. Our season was pretty up and down, I have to say, like a few with like injuries, a few girls away, sickness, whatnot. But look, coming into the finals, we were looking pretty strong, but unfortunately in the semis, they just got the better of us and we weren't able to pull through. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty good season. I'm proud of my girls and yeah.
So how did you fare against the two eventual grand finalists in Rangers and East Freo throughout the season?
Obviously, they were the two strongest teams. They held the top of the ladder for the whole season, which was pretty hard to compete with. But Rangers, what was that? I think the second time we played them. No, first and the second time we played them, we were pretty close. But they always seemed to get us in the last quarter. I don't know what it was, whether they had, last run of energy, but they seemed to get us. And then Sharks, the first time we played them, they absolutely flogged us. We had no chance. I think it was our first game playing together, and we didn't even turn up to play. But then the second game, we were up by 6, I think it was, 6 or 7 up until the last quarter. And then they came back and ended up beating us by like 1 or 2, which was a bit of a bummer, but yeah.
I'm actually going to combine my next question for Chelsea and Connor, considering both your teams make the grand final. And unfortunately, neither of you managed to come away with the trophy. So tell us a bit about the run all the way to the grand final for both your teams.
Our season, I feel like it was pretty strong. We had a few injuries, like ACL injuries, concussions, people out with concussions, and pregnancies. So it was all a bit up and down. But towards the end of the season, we started getting better and better and better. And then I think just nerves got us in the grand final. But we came really close, like we pushed it back the third quarter of the grand final. And I thought we were going to win, but then it just, I think we lost a bit of confidence,
So, our season, we had been in the last grand final before that and we won that one. So this year we were looking to obviously go back to back. So we had a really good season and didn't miss out on many games in terms of our wins. We were patchy here and there, but we had a few new players and quite a young team compared to what we've had in the past. So we did really well considering kind of the age of our team. Had some great young talent coming through, which obviously allowed us to make lots of changes throughout each game and not really lose much. And then, the the qualifying final to make it into the grand final, we played really well. And then just some kind of individual errors made us just miss out on going straight through. But that allowed us to obviously not miss out on and having a week off, and played a really good game in the semi-final, which meant that we could reach the grand final. And then, I think we played as well as we could have on the day. In the end, they were just like a really strong team, and you definitely didn't underestimate them or anything like that. They probably just got us early in the first quarter, and then we were fighting until the very end, and went down by 2 or 3. So that's just how things go.
By the sounds of both yourself, Connor, and Chelsea's voice when describing the grand final, I guess sounds like absolutely devastated that you couldn't get it done. So my question I want to ask is, I guess, what did both your teams learn from that grand final to bring into 2022?
Probably not to panic in high pressure situations, and to just play our own game and not play to the tempo that they had. And that's pretty much it, yeah. Play our own game.
And for us, probably just don't really think about scoreboard pressure. Just focus on the game and just keep playing our game, like Chelsea said. I think as a club, that's just what we try and do, is not worry about what the other teams are doing. And if we play our game, we know that it's strong enough to beat any team in the competition. So, we got a bit of a shock in our game in the first 10 minutes, and that probably turned some of our heads, or maybe put some of our heads down, rather than just forgetting about what's actually happening on the court and just playing our own game. But definitely devastating.
itchy
to answer this next one, which is, tell us a bit about your amazing coaches.
So this year in 20s, we had 2 new coaches and a new manager, completely new leading team, which was fun. It was good. Like, our head coach, Deanne, had extensive knowledge, extensive experience. She was great. She related to all of us. When we were obviously mucking around, she pulled us into the line. And then our assistant coach, Leanne, she was like our mum the whole season. Like, obviously lots of the younger girls are still in school, still have exams and whatnot. And she sort of, she was there for us. I think she was almost like a counsellor to a lot of us girls. Like, if we had a bad day and we turned up to training, she could like read our face straight away and sort of lifted our spirits and really got us over the line. So really happy with our coaching team this year.
The coach for the Opens team was Dylan McPherson, and assistant was Joe. Dylan is a great coach. He's helped me a lot. I was boxed into a keeper at the start of the year from another club, and then helped me grow as a goal defence. So he's really he listens to what you have to say, and he really tries to improve your game. And Joe is the same. She's amazing, and she's helped a lot of the girls, I think. And they're just an amazing defensive combo. Oh, not defensive, sorry. Coaching combo. They're a great coaching combo. And we loved them. They're great. And Marita, who was our manager, always brings lollies to the game for after, in like a little Ziploc bag. So great. And I'm sure the girls loved it, and we did. And
for the men's, we had a few people on the sideline, which is great. Our head coach, Lynn Gay, Ree, which is our assistant, and then we also had Andrea, who's kind of our head coach of all the teams. She was sometimes on our bench during games and also at trainings. And again, they're just amazing people. More than coaches, they're amazing people. So, which helps us all the time, whether we're on court or off court. They're always there for a chat about anything, and definitely helped me personally. And I know a lot of the boys grow on the court and develop in so many different ways. So we had Lynn for the past couple of years, and Ree as well. And obviously they've led us to a grand final win. So they're definitely the right coaches to go with again for this season. And Andrea's always been a really great mentor. off the court for, I think, the coaches as well as the players. So I think we've got a really good thing going on here at Raw.
Tell us maybe one or two players in your respective teams that had an outstanding season, and you cannot include yourselves.
I'm kidding.
I would have to say Sophia Lamas. She's our goal shooter for the Opens team. She actually got goal shooter of the Jill McIntosh medal count. She's just been amazing. She's so calm under the pressure. She's so accurate as well. As a goalkeeper, she's like impossible to play on. Probably one of the hardest goal shooters I've played on. And Annabelle Saggers, the goalkeeper for Opens, she's amazing. She's such a nice girl. And she's just had an outstanding season, just getting intercept after intercept. And she's really amazing to watch. And to work with her in the defensive unit is such an amazing experience, and she's great. They're both great.
It's pretty hard to pick one or two, especially like when lots of the girls in my team I've only played for 1 year. But I'd have to say maybe Bodine Huckle, one of our defenders. She's just like insane. Like she is everywhere and anywhere. She is so reliable and such a like lovely person. And watching her grow over the season was amazing. And she even got to play up in league a couple times, which is exciting to watch. And then my other player, I don't know. I can't. Oh, probably Georgie Cleaver. She is like, they call her the G train. She's just a machine. Like you don't want to get in her way. Watching her also grow, quite young as well, was amazing. And then like half of our team was sort of state representatives, so all of them are incredible, and all the other girls are just great people as well. So yeah,
two's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. But definitely one would be Dan Cools, who was our GK most of the year, played a little bit of GD towards the end. And to be honest, if we had gone away for our nationals the past couple of years without COVID, I reckon he would have been a big shot at making the Australian team. So he's by far the best defender in WA. So it's always definitely good to have him on our team. And then to pick a second person for this year, that's really hard. I think down in our shooting end, it's probably the hardest position to play, in my opinion. So watching them go at it down there. So probably Dylan, who has played centre most of his life and has to play goal attack in our team just because of our has had to because of our situation. So he's been really good, but also Max Denholm, who's been kind of an upcoming star. So it's been really exciting to see how they're going down there. Now,
you mentioned about Dylan Connor a moment ago. Now, I believe he's I think Chelsea might have mentioned, I'm pretty sure that he's coaching the league team. So, Chelsea, this question actually particularly goes to you in particular.
Okay.
So I have to ask, does the team, assess how he's playing in the men's team, even though I know he's your coach?
Oh, we love watching Dylan play when we're not playing. We love watching the men's team and watching Dylan and cheering him on. He's a great player. Like, I've seen him play at state. He's awesome. Like, it's really cool to get his knowledge of the game into the coaching environment, like him giving it to us. So he's actually an amazing player. He's great.
Very good answer, Chelsea. Very good answer. I'm sure he's going to watch this back. Now, how did all three get involved in netball, and why did you choose it?
I got involved with netball when I was 11, and I actually didn't know it existed. And my mum was in the garage opening boxes of trophies, and she pulled out a netball one. And I was like, "Oh, Mum, what's that?" And she had heaps of netball trophies. I was like, "I want to do that. I want to be like my mum." So that's how I got into it. I wanted to prove myself to my mum. That's pretty much it. And I was tall. That's mine.
I didn't get the tall gene. That's the one.
I was just lucky.
I played Minky all my childhood, just because my siblings did. Then when I was probably year 3, I think I saw my brother get his like face cut open with the hockey stick, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not for me. And then at my primary school, they were looking for girls to play netball, so I was like, I'll sign up. But then I started playing footy, and I almost gave up netball to play footy. But then, I don't know, netball sort of, I had all my friends in netball, and that's where I went. So I went there.
Me, definitely a late bloomer. I didn't play it up until high school. Kind of year 12, I did my like ATAR P studies with netball. So that was when I started, and then just did some social like mixed stuff with some friends from school, and then just found out that there was a state trial on, and just thought I'd give it a go. Didn't think of anything of it really, and then I made one of the teams there, and ever since then the like the WANL competition for the men started up, and just got really lucky with my timing, I suppose, getting into it. But yeah, it's definitely something I'm really passionate about. So I'm really lucky to be in the position I am.
Chelsea, I've got to ask this as to follow up from your response. So I have to ask. So who's the better netball player? You and your mum?
I'm gonna watch this and just gonna be like, my mum was amazing back in the day, but she didn't she stopped playing in year 10. But so I'm gonna have to say me. Only because she stopped playing. I'm not going to get dinner tonight.
Yes, no dinner for you.
But all three mentioned right at the start what position you all played on the court, which thank goodness you all play in the my favourite position, from the centre all the way down to the goal defence side of things. So if you had a preferred position where you like to convince your coaches to put in next season, where would that be?
I'd have to say more. I begged him at the start of the year to play goal defence. But a bit of both, I think. A bit of both. More so goal defence. Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could play goal attack, but I'm missing about a foot of height. So I don't think I'll be able to play that next season, which is a bit unfortunate because that is my favourite position, but I've learnt to accept it. So I think I'll just have to stick with my wing attack. That's all I can do.
Where I'm able to play, so I don't think I'd really want to change much. Wing attack or centre. I definitely love wing attack more. But yeah, whatever's good for the team. I mean, I'm always happy to be a goal attack for fun, but I'm never going to get that opportunity. So wing attack it is.
What does the sport of netball mean to all three, especially being at the Western Roar?
For me, I love netball because it's like a bit of an escape. Like it's sort of, you go to netball and you go to netball to think about netball, play netball, be with your friends. And like even like when we get to train with like either the men's or the league, everyone sort of just like gets along, has a chat. Like no one really cares about the outside world. It's just like netball. And like everyone gets along really well. Everyone's so welcoming, and it's just like a big family, which is what I love about Raw, which is really nice. But yeah, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't play netball. That's like now it's off season. I'm kind of like, ooh, gotta go to the gym. Ooh. Bit lost. Yeah, that's why I love netball. It's sort of it's like I wouldn't say a happy place, but it's like, I don't know, it's a good place. It's a good environment.
Netball to me is an escape from like the 9 to 5 work life. I also love playing netball because it's like a safe environment to be competitive and to push yourself, and I love to challenge myself both physically and mentally. And I think that I just love netball because I love playing with my friends and I love seeing them every day, and it's great. I just love it.
Same for me. I've got been really lucky with the the people that I've met through the club. Been here since the start of like the men's induction into the competition, so 4 years or so. And yeah, just the people that I've met through it are definitely probably the most important part for me. Made so many really close and good friends through it. But obviously the netball side of things, always being able to be competitive at this club, whether that's with each other or like with the competition around us. I love that side of it, the competitive side. So always striving to obviously be better, just like Chelsea is. So just keep going, I suppose.
Name one highlight and one future ambition in the sport of netball.
Highlight would be winning the grand final last year. With obviously not having gone away too much for like nationals, definitely that was a massive highlight. Finally getting over the Warriors hump. Had to beat them and stop them from getting a three-peat. So that was a huge win for us last year. And then ambition would be to try and make an Australian team if possible. That's obviously kind of the peak or the pinnacle of the men's side of netball. So same as the girls, I suppose. But yeah, that's as far as you can go after state teams. So that's definitely where I'd like to be.
My highlight was when I was in the 18s team for Western Roll, which was called Perth Lions at the time. And we won the grand final undefeated through the whole season, which was incredible. Like, that barely happens. And my ambition would be to play for West Coast Fever or any SSN team. Just, yeah, any team.
My highlight was probably last year, my first year at Raw. We almost went undefeated, but we lost the last game. It was so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. But never mind. We flogged them in the grand finals, so that's okay. What? Rub it back in their face.
Yeah.
My ambition, I don't know. Probably just keep moving up the ranks. I've never really netball never was like a big dream of mine until recently when I was like, oh, maybe I can actually play this sport. So I was like, oh mate, I should probably try and sort of get better and see where I can go with it. So yeah, I don't know, wherever I go.
What would be your advice to people that should get involved in netball, especially at the Western Roar?
Do it. Definitely do it.
Yeah. It's a great environment. It's very healthy.
Yeah, and the support and the love and it's just amazing.
Yeah, I think from I haven't heard a lot around from other clubs and stuff, but it sounds like we've got probably one of the best cultures going around. So of course, if you're lucky enough to find your way into the club in whatever role it is, player, coach, manager, you'd be really lucky to be a part of it.
Who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this season, and what was it?
I wouldn't say embarrassing on court, but Georgie did bring a new boyfriend to each game. Like, there was a different guy sitting in the stand.
Yeah. Get it.
Getting her to point out who it was. And we go, don't know.
Someone new each week. That is gold.
Yeah, someone would, one of the Pride, so we've got a Pride team, and they'd sit in the stands and they'd get their phone and they'd video which guy it was, send it to the group chat, and then everyone would look and have a little analysis.
Poor Georgie.
The poor guy.
True, poor guy.
Oh no.
Or guys.
Oh, you gotta hope Georgie doesn't watch this.
She'll love it. She texts me, she's like, ha ha ha, yeah. But she's got a boyfriend now, and he's been
okay.
for a little while after season. So see how that goes.
He'll be there every
Hopefully he
game
can
next
last.
season.
Yeah, hopefully he can last the netball season.
Come on, it's like a funny moment, not really embarrassing. But in the grand final, Zoe Spencer fractured her thumb and like had a full clean. Full took each other out, fractured her thumb, and she came off court. And our coach Dylan was like freaking out, and our physio didn't tell Dylan that she'd fractured her thumb until after the game, and then he was like, "Oh my god, he didn't tell me." So I'm glad he didn't tell us. It's not really that embarrassing. I can't find another one.
Know whether it's embarrassing or not. I have a couple that I can think of. But yeah, probably in our prelim against Warriors. Unfortunately, I'm going to call him out again. Dylan was in goal attack, and they've got a tall defender, so hands over strong, and he had the ball not too far away from the post and was trying to put the shot up, and then panicked a little bit, and then went to pass it off to our goal shooter, and got a held ball and hit the face on him while the 3 seconds he had the ball was hilarious. And that was also near the end of the game, which unfortunately for us meant that we didn't win, but that's okay. Oh, I actually got another one, and it was against Warriors, but not that game. We had 30-40 seconds left on the clock, and we had the ball and it was a draw, and we worked it down so well to the post with about 7 seconds left, and our goal shooter Jake missed the shot under the post to win the game, and then the game ended up in a draw, and it was a bit flattening, but yes, it was always good to bring it up.
Or Jake.
Yeah, sorry Jake, hope you're listening.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Pick from the men's team.
No, we could do this again. Yeah, could we do a club one?
Dan Cools is like, there's this one song that comes on. I don't know whether it's come on. Do you know what song it is?
Yeah, it's oh goodness, no, I've lost it. It's Delta Goodrum. Let me find it. How have I forgotten this?
Every time it comes on, like we're having our season.
Innocent Eyes. Innocent Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he belts it out every time, and he sounds so great.
Yeah, he loves it so much.
And for the best dancer, I'm going to say Daniel Cools again, but with Maddie Schultz from the Opens team. They do like this flippy thing.
Oh, flippy thing.
Yeah.
Like he grabs it and like flips it over his shoulder, and then like under his arm, and then around him, and it's like.
Yeah, and she like hits the floor like 3 or 4 times. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny.
Everyone thinks they're funny in my team.
Everyone has their moments. But probably the funniest in our team, probably Millie White, just because like everything she says is like sarcastic, but like sometimes people don't take it that way. She's always like very witty, like always on the ball, and like lots of the girls like didn't really understand her jokes, but like when you got them, they were good. I have to say Millie White probably our comedian.
Funniest without trying to be funny in our team, I reckon, would be Max. Goal shooter, just sits at the post, no facial expressions anytime anything ever happens. So when there is one, it's pretty hilarious.
Funniest would probably be Zoe Spencer.
She's just annoying. I'm kidding, I love Zoe. I tell her all the time. I'm like, that's so annoying when you talk too much.
That's funny. She just talks a lot. It's hilarious. Stuff she comes up with is funny.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Some people being called out, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I have another one from my team, and it has to be the coach, Dylan. So funny. When we do something wrong, sometimes he'll be like, everyone boo Cleo 1-3, and then the whole team will boo them.
Poor Cleo.
Okay, I'm just calling out Cleo, but he's done it a couple of times. He's done it to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure the 20s will have people, some of the players that are into their TikToks. So is anyone on your respective teams into their TikToks?
They all are.
Chelsea.
I love TikTok. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Like when I'm sitting in bed, not doing much, I kind of get caught up in it for a couple hours. I've actually learned some pretty interesting facts on it, which is pretty good. But yeah, everyone loves their TikTok.
We have Trinity in my team. She's got a TikTok. I think she got a bit famous on there. I'm not too sure. She got lots of views online, but she always pops up on my For You page. Oh my God. Give it a little like. But yeah, probably Trinity. She's always on TikTok, always recording.
Jeez, I don't know if many of us are on it in the men's team. Probably, I'm trying to think. Probably Mark, the coach, would be the man who's on it the most, if he is at all. If there was one person, it'd probably be him. If there was one person, it'd be him. But yeah, the other person I thought of was Trin. So.
Well, I think Chel's almost just answered my next question anyway, which is anyone TikTok famous yet?
Trinity.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, Sienna.
I will. Did you say, Chel?
TikTok star.
Do you have TikTok?
Yes.
Oh, you have to. I have to add you on it. I don't have it, but I'll follow you.
There you go. You got a new follower.
Moving up in the ranks.
Getting there now. One at a time.
One at a time. Slowly but steady.
I'm glad I've connected someone to follow someone. I've never had that before in any of my interviews. Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
Thing with number 5, I've even got it tattooed on me. I have to bounce.
Yeah.
I have to bounce the ball 5 times in the warm-up on 5 different occasions. I don't know what it is with it. I even do it at home, like to touch things 5 times. It's gross. And then like everyone's got the left ankle getting strapped for the right ankle and all of that. But that's my weird one.
I like to redo my shoelaces right before the game, like right before we go sort of hands in. I always retie my shoelaces, like just, I don't know, it's just superstitious. At the start of the season, I had a thing where I always eat a mandarin before the game, but then I went out of season, so it sort of didn't really follow through. But
half a season. Yeah, for me, kind of Chelsea's second one. So like left ankle, or left foot, right foot for strapping, socks, shoes. And then during the game, I always bounce. If I'm in centre, I always bounce the ball before I go in centre circle. That's my rule. Like superstitions or anything like that.
See netball, I would say there's a lot of people that sometimes or occasionally or quite a lot get falconed by the ball quite a few times. Oh, here we go. That's what Chelsea's response. Here we go. Okay, so I think you all might know what my question's going to be now. Who cops the most falcons in a game?
Anyone getting a ball from Cleo, you'll get a falcon.
I've been falconed by her once or twice. She's gonna mean pass on her.
Pass. Like when you first come training, you're like feeling good, then you partner up with her, she passes you one ball, your fingers already hurt.
Yeah, I think I'm a pretty bad culprit for getting a falcon. Usually when I'm in the attacking end, I'll just give it to someone and then take a drive that I think is going to be a decoy, and then they throw it back at me and I'm not ready for it. So I just cop it in the head. or I just drop it. Like the other day, I literally dropped a ball straight through my hands and it hit my face. So that was like the first ball I tried to catch. So
I get falconed all the time. It's like all the time. I think I got falconed in the grand final warm up. I think it just went straight through my hands. It just went me in the face. But usually it's because like I'm not looking when I'm coming out and like on the attack. I just get a ball clean up in my face, and all the time. It's actually really annoying.
just trying to create space, guys. Come on.
Yeah, not to me.
Well, all three, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us. It's awesome having all three on the show. Best of luck going to 2022. I'm sure, hopefully this time next year when I interview this team, hopefully we'll be talking about premierships instead of getting so close of getting there in 2021.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No worries. And that's Chelsea, Connor and Sienna there. Join us from the Western Raw Netball Club who play in the WANL competition. Of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can support the Raw in 2022. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.